Hello, everybody. Reggie Time here, and in just a moment, we're going to be looking at some hands I played and Turno Party Poker over the last week. And we're going to be looking at hands where I have used the cash out feature. Now, the cash out feature is something that many nerds and really macho men with big muscles and tiny penises, they will tell you that it's not a good thing to use. It costs you EV, etc., etc. And these people are wrong. They're just flat out wrong. If you're one of those nerds who's like, "Oh, don't use that. It's cost you X amount of big blinds per hundred. It's negative EV." Shut up. Just shut your mouth and listen for a little bit, and you might just learn something. Um, so yeah, we're going to be looking at those hands, and I'm going to be explaining why I think it's money well spent when you do it. So we'll just go through the hand and we'll discuss it as we go along. So here we have this first hand, player four. We're going to keep player cards up because we know it's all going to go in, and we know I'm going to be a favourite most of the time. So he's limped. I shot the 9-6 suited, whatever. He's called. We've flopped to floor. She's gone all in. We've called. He's got 29% equity, and he went on to win the pot, but because of the glory of cash out, we cashed out for 65 big blinds. Um, Now, a lot of people will be like, well, blooming heck, Reg, you were such a good favourite there. Run it, like 10 and is bottom of my buying range by, well, not by a distance, but it's significantly bottom of my buying range. The money doesn't matter to me one bit playing 10 and L. Obviously, it matters if I just went on a massive losing spree and went on like 100 buying downswing. That would cheese me off. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. So it's not the financial swings that I'm trying to avoid using the cash out button. It's the emotional swings. It's all the little bits of tilt that just really damage win rates. It's the hate losing tilt. It's the frustration. It's the entitlement tilt. It's the revenge tilt you get when someone plays a hand badly against you, or you think they played it badly, but then they get there against you. All those little factors that just come in to how the rest of your session pans out. It's not about this hand. If this hand was the last game of the last hand of the session and I was about to quit, then fine, run it, because by the time any bad beats happened, I'll have quit the session. I will have processed it and I get on with the next session. But that's not how poker works. Normally you're just mid session, at the start of your session. How many times have you had a session where half an hour in or even 10 minutes in, you've got it all in twice as an equity favourite. You've lost them both, and you find yourself stuck two buy-ins, and then you're angry, you're frustrated. Maybe you don't want to be playing, but you force yourself to continue playing to try and get unstuck, even though it doesn't matter whether you're stuck or not in one session, because cash games are one long session. The impact of short-term variance on mental game, we all know it. It cannot be underestimated. And all these nerds that are like, don't cash out, don't cash out. It costs you 1.5 big blinds more than it should, or something. You lose 1.5 big blinds or two big blinds when you cash out. They're just deliberately, consciously ignoring the benefits of cashing out, which are all the mental game benefits that come with it. And I'd be happy if I had a winning session, but I cashed out and I'd lost 15 big blinds due to cashing out. I won 15 big blinds less than I should have because I cashed out all the time. I'd still be absolutely delighted with that because, it's most of the time we're just going to have winning sessions because we're taking a big amount of luck out of it. So you've got a huge edge in your game. And then the thing that reduces the edge the most is short-term variance, both in terms of your actual results and your future results. Then it just makes so much sense. And I think there's a really dangerous mindset within the like proper nerd reg community that are like, no, don't do that. And then to the tier of people beneath them, or even some of the people on the same level as them, who are like, well, I really want to do it, but we're not allowed to because the nerds say we're not allowed to. I think it's really, really damaging. So I'm here saying, as a very experienced player, if you want to do it, it's fine. Just do it. If you're short on bankroll, do it. If you're prone to tilt, do it. If you just want your sessions to last longer because you don't get frustrated as quickly, do it. The upsides far outweigh the downsides. Yeah, I get it comes with the cost. It comes at a premium. but it's a premium that is well worth paying. And I think most sites have this feature now. Party Poker do, GG do, Poker Stars do. No idea about ACR. Triple Eight don't because they're a dinosaur of a site. And they've only just introduced a little bit of rate back, spamming it as 50% rate back on Triple Eight. But you've got to rake $1,000 a week, and I very much doubt anyone watching this video rakes $1,000 a week. It's basically 20% rate back, wrapped up as 50% in an email to try and sucker you back in. I wouldn't really recommend playing on Triple Eight. The rake is pretty high, and the rewards are pretty low. I've been playing on Party Poker before tabling fast forward because I've been doing quite a lot. Well, not a lot of work, putting quite a lot of thought into my game. A lot of things I've like unlearned from when I went through my little solver period, and I just wanted to get some really solid grinding with my new strategy. It's gone incredibly well. It couldn't have gone better. I've actually enjoyed it, and I think a good part of the reason why I've enjoyed it is because I'm just doing this cash out feature. You know, get it in ace king versus queens or the other way around. Fine, just give me 46 bigs or me 54 bigs, and we'll get on with our day. It doesn't matter. The flip happens. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but we get our consistent amount. And like my mood swings versus a session, they barely register. Where sometimes it can look like a heart monitor when you're in games where you can't use the cash out feature, and that your emotions and your future play is very much going to be dependent on how well you're running or how badly you're running. Also, sometimes like if you do get buried because you're not using the cash out feature, you will quite often grind long sessions, try to grind that money back when you're not in the best state of mind. And sometimes when you're ahead, you'll quit early. If you have a bit of a heater, you'll quit early when you're playing well and when the games are maybe better. Whereas just taking your equity basically. I don't do it when I'm behind. If I get it in, you know, I've got kings versus aces, I just run it then because I'm only getting 18 big blinds back anyway. It doesn't matter. I've virtually lost the stack. It's usually when I'm like anything like 45% or more, I just whack the cash out button. If I'm less than like 40% or so, 45%, I just run it and whatever, take my medicine. I just think it's a really good thing. I'm probably going to get some criticism of this video and the be like I say, all the nerds, the virgins, the people who've literally never kissed a nipple. All those people, the people who've never seen a vagina, never seen a penis, they're all going to be like, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's really bad. I'm telling you now, it is not really bad. I would urge most of you to use the cash out button if you struggle with mental game. And we all do to varying degrees. If you're like completely tiltless, if you're emotionless, you don't need it. But you're not. You might think you are, but you're not. I used to have really good mental game. As games get tougher, as it gets harder to win, mental game does become more fragile. It becomes more likely to crack. I just think it's a great, great thing. And now we're going to give some more examples of how wonderful it was for me in the last week. So here we've got the ace 10. We had somebody just flattening the ace king. We flop our two pairs. We see bet. They raise. We go all in. They call. And they hit a king. But never mind, because look, woohoo. 103 big blinds just slide our way anyway. It's endless. It's really nice. King 8. Flop two pair. Get it in. Oh no, we've been counterfeited. Doesn't matter though, Reg. I have 105 big blinds anyway. Thank you. Two aces. King Jack limps. We ISO. King Jack calls. Flop top pair. They flop top pair, so we did raise because why not? We're like, okay, let's go. They say yes, let's go too. They rip a trip kings. 156 big blind pot. About to slide to the opponent. But don't worry, Reg, we got you covered. There's your 120, mate. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's going to be a bog standard flip, I presume. In it goes. 201 big blind pot. Oh no. Just been flipped out of 201 big blinds. Don't worry, Rich, we got you. There's 102 back, mate. Just carry on with your session. Chill out. And it is endless. This one was a good one. This one in the Discord group I'm in, my very good friend, and some of you will know him from his Monday night Twitch stream, Juicenberg, said this one actually made him want to vomit when he saw my cash out. So this guy's min 3 bet the deuce 3. We 4 bet. He's called. 994 flop. He just decides to bet anyway. I thought he was a lot stronger than he was. I'm like, yeah, come on then, mate, I'm all in. I was flabbergasted to see his hand. Still hit the run it twice button because it's just what I do now. It's just like instant reaction, like down there, cash out, move along. And there you have it. We would have been massively sucked. When he got the money in, he was 7%. Um, he then went on to win the pot, and they said, never mind, Reg, there's a little bit of money back on us. Beautiful. We flop the pair in the flush draw. We bet. They raise. We 3-bet. They call. We turn trips. They go all in. We call. Couldn't be happier. They make a straight. I'm like, fuck's sake. But then I'm not fuck's sake because, don't worry, Reg, we've got you. There you go. 146 big blinds. Don't worry about it, mate. It's fine. We'll take care of you. Aces. 4-bet. Call. Check. Bet. Rate all in. Call. Oh no. And yet again, the mighty cash out button comes to our rescue. We 3-bet the kings. They call. We c-bet. They raise. We're all in. They call. And they get there. And once again, watch these chips gloriously slide my way. We do not lose our stack. Beautiful. Last but not least, in they go. Eventually. And look, he's flopped a queen in a 326 big blind pot I've just been sucked out on. But never mind, because there you go, Reg. I have 257 big blinds on us, mate. And it's just really, really good. Like things like this and like some of the other hands, without question. Even though I'm like the money doesn't matter to me very much. You know, I'd like to win, but it doesn't matter. Losing a $15 in a cooler like this, no big deal in terms of like how it affects my life, my quality of life. But really big deal in terms of how it affects. I mean, I might quit the session after that because I'm fucking pissed off, or I might just go on to play quite badly. I might see that player again and get a little bit of revenge chill against him. All these things, and it can't overestimate the importance. Like, not only are you benefiting from not tilting, when your opponents aren't using it, you gain a reciprocal edge there because they will, without question. You will about having like one of the strongest mental games in any pool you're playing in. It's worth big blinds per 100 without question, and it's worth more big blinds per 100 than this costs you. Like you're cashing out, maybe it's costing you like 1.8 big blinds 6 times a session. So it's costing you 13 big blinds. And over that session, you play 1,000 hands. So it's cost you overall 1.3 big blinds per 100. I know that's not necessarily how it works out because each time you do it, it's a lot of big blinds per 100 it's costing you. But over the course of 1,000 hands, you've done it 6 times or whatever. And you spent you spent 13 or 15 or even 20 bigs on it. So that 1,000 hand session, you spent 20 big blinds on insurance, but you haven't tilted once. You haven't made any tilt-based mistakes whatsoever, or maybe you've been a little bit tilted, but not mega tilted. The benefits massively outweigh the costs, and do not let anybody tell you otherwise. If you are a tilt monkey, if you're short on bankroll, just start using that cash out button. Do yourself a favor, start using it now. I'm a wise old man. I know a lot more about how poker works, and a lot of these boring bastards now who are just about you can't give EV away. So this is a very specific way in which you give EV away that's visible, and they're like, you can't fucking do that, Reg. You can't fucking do that. Well, I say fuck you to those people because they are talking right out of their virgin little ring pieces. Do whatever the fuck makes you happy. Do whatever the fuck keeps you playing longer hours, and do whatever the fuck helps you make more money over the long term. With that, I am signing out. I don't know when the next video is going to be because I'm doing very well on party poker using some strategies that nobody else in the pool is using, and I'm not just saying that nobody else in the pool is using them. It's going really well. I am not going to give them strategies away. So I don't know when the next video will be. This might be the last one for a while, or I might find something else to talk about. But if it is my last one for a while, it's been a good one if you've listened to it all the way through and you are prone to tilt, you are prone to spew, because hopefully you'll take heed of what I've said and you'll start making more money from poker from the minute you start using the cash out button. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely week. As always, fuck the Tories, and bye bye for now.